Good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning, and welcome. Welcome to another uh, amazing Thursday. It is a beautiful day in spite of what it looks like in the weather forecast and what it may look like outside, but it's still a wonderful day. So go out there and tell some folks to come on and be with us. I'll be honest with you. Well, I'm always honest with you. I tell you that every day. Because when I come on here, there is no reason for me to be anybody but who I am. And so today is no different. I have wrestled actually this morning with whether I wanted to even come on today. Not for anything, how do I say this? Not for any particular reason other than the fact that, God always has a way of confirming our walk, our talk, and what He desires out of us. And I'll apologize for the clearing of my throat, but allergies and migraines and all of that stuff is kicking out all at one time. To those of you that are coming from behind the scenes, come on in, come in on. Even those of you that are Snoop Doggy Dogs, come on in, because it's going to be a beautiful day in the neighborhood. Because one thing I can tell you, well, I tell you this every day. It ain't just today. I tell you this every day. Being the real you is more important than anything. I teach it. I talk it. And more importantly, I'm learning every day to walk it. When the truth comes out, doesn't even matter how it comes out, when it comes out, through who it comes out, through what it comes out, it always comes out. The fact of the matter is, we've been talking about pretenders all week long. Characteristics, what it looks like. How can we stay out of that realm of life, and how can we stop being those people? Because it's important that you understand that sometimes you have experienced things in your life that has caused you to be a pretender. Could it have been you that was standing in the bar, and that's why you signed your first book, was in the place that you started from? Could it have been that, nobody recognized you, but it made you bitter instead of making you propel into a person that was going to help other people not to be bitter? See, the truth of the matter is, and forgive me because I'm just being led. I'm just doing what God say at this very moment. To say some of y'all can't even differentiate when the anointing comes and the anointing leaves. Some of y'all continue to work out of your own selves, and you call it maximizing. But sometimes you're working out of your own self. You're not even working out of the will of God. You're being led by your own indiscrepancies and your own negativity ways, or your own ways of deception. But at the end of the day, that's not why I'm here. 2018. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Good morning, Ginger. Good morning, Carl. Thank you so much for joining. Good morning, Brandon. Thank you so much for joining. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Good morning, Lisa. Good morning, good morning, good morning. If I haven't said good morning to you, good morning, good morning, good morning to all of you that are behind the scenes watching, waiting, anticipating, expecting. Good morning, good morning, good morning. But as I was saying, sometimes and today is a Normanticity day. Elder Carter, God bless you. I'm going to need all my prayer warriors to pray this morning. Not them jokers that pretend to be prayer warriors, but true prayer warriors. I need you on your jobs this morning, because I really don't know what's coming out of the temple on today. I can tell you that I'm walking through my Normanticity, and Normanticity means to walk unapologetically and authentically out of your norm, whatever that is. Can I be honest with you that sometimes your norm is that you have been hurt so long that you don't even know how to be the real you. Sometimes you have, and I'm talking to those people that are in high places on today. I'm talking to that executive that's sitting behind the desk. And I'm talking to that person who to everybody appears to be I don't want to say this. You appear to the public to be having all of that in 5 bags of chips. I'm talking to that person who, in the midst of what you're going through, nobody would know that you were hurting. To that person who at some time had chose to go on this side instead of this side. Instead of going the straight and narrow, you decided that it was easier to be deceptive instead of being real. I'm speaking to that person who is battling whether they are really adequate enough to walk into some major avenues. I'm talking to that person who feels like they have come to the end of their journey and they can't go nowhere. I'm talking to that person who feels like, should I expose or should I not expose? I'm talking to that person. I'm talking to that person who has been hurt so deep that the wounds, every time you even the wind brushes across it, it feels like that the blood is still flowing. I'm talking to that person who has been so ostracized that you don't even know if you can make it the next moment. I'm talking to all of us. Let me just put it like that. I'm talking to everyone today. I'm talking to the woulda, coulda, shouldas. My students know that we don't deal with the coulda, shoulda, wouldas. We give them permission to leave because it's not necessary for them to be a part of where we're going. I said this on yesterday, and the design in my head is coming forth. You need to be the real you, because the greatest part of waking up isn't Folgers, it's you. I don't know about any of you, but what I can tell you is about me. And I'm going to tell you right now, and this is if you know these people, reach out to them. If you know these people, I want you to, see, some of y'all might not understand that I am totally radical. Judging some of the people that know me, they know that I have this totally radical spirit. I appreciate God allowing me to be utilized by Him in this radical attire that I wear. I used to be that girl that for many years all I wore was Converse tennis shoes. Y'all call them something else. I wore my red and white Converse tennis shoes, winter, spring, summer, or fall. It didn't matter. I wore them year round because that was what I liked. My mama told me one day, she said, one day you're going to feel what it really feels to wear them tennis shoes. Hey, Deborah, all the time when you get older. And she was right. She was always a wise woman, and she was right. I do feel it. I know what it's like that, and I'm not claiming nothing. I'm just saying I do know what Mama was talking about back then. She was talking about, the sciatica. She was talking about the nerve damage that was caused, and some of that was caused by being thrown down the steps too, but not by my mother, by my ex. But at the end of the day, I was always that chick. When I grew up and was in business and I was making those high-figure dollars, see, I'm talking to everybody on today. I'm not talking to just those characters, those jokers, Ginger, those jokers who are sitting behind the scenes waiting for this. I'm talking to all of these people that that we all can be a part of, okay? I'm going to be going on YouTube in a few times, and I'm going to actually be reading my manuscript from the book Diva in Position in the Storm, from the original manuscript Diva in Position Going Through the Storm, because both copies, both books were written from the depths of my heart according to the will of God. I can tell you that both the publishers were crooks, but at the end of the day it doesn't matter, because the word of God, what God gave me through the writings, did go out there. So it does, see, the Bible will use the God that we serve will allow your enemies to be your footstools. The enemy thought that he was going to prevent me from getting the books out there based on what they were supposed to be doing, but God still allowed it to go forth. See, I want to talk to you this morning because I am dedicating this morning's show to a couple of people that have been in my shoes, a couple of people that are going through my shoes, if you will. I'm dedicating this to Shantae Freeman. Ginger, if you're friends with her, please reach out to her and tell her I'm on this morning. Shantae Freeman. I'm reaching out to Tiara Rush. I'm reaching out to Alicia Diggs. I'm reaching out to Latika Carter. I'm reaching out to some other people that have dealt with the deception of what people will take as your material and will not produce it according to what you want it to be. But God said, I will still use what He needs it to be, right? And see, you may never hear me talk about this again after today. That's the reason why I'm getting it off my chest now. See, the thing is, I can be real in who I am, because as I walk through my normaticity, I'm going to walk it unapologetically and very authentically. See, the thing is, when you begin to walk in a certain way, you have to be able to understand that not everybody is going to do what they say they're going to do. Not everybody is going to provide you with what you need. The thing is, do not give up your goals. Do not allow yourself not to be able to walk into the realness of who you are. See, I teach self-respect for a reason, because anytime you allow someone to disrespect you, you are allowing them to disrespect your temple, right? At the end of the day, that is causing you hardship, that is causing you pain. What I'm talking about this morning is truth. And what I'm talking about this morning is, and some of you may get this and some of you may not, but even as I talk to some real publishers, not one, not two, not three, but 4 real publishers that are truly international publishers and people that really are out there, right? I talk to these individuals ever since all this other material was revealed to me. And this is the thing. This is what God started revealing to me. He said, I allowed it to happen so that you will understand how important your birthright really is. My pastor was preaching it the other day, and I almost jumped through the screen, because you got to understand that your birthright cannot be stolen. It cannot be manipulated. It cannot be deceived. It cannot be thrown to the curb. It cannot be done. None of that. Because what God has proclaimed, what God has given mandate to, it shall come to pass. You don't even understand that even the mishaps has caused the blessing. Can I be honest with you? Through all of this, through all of the shaking up, through all of the things that people thought that they could have done, God has allowed it to even be a blessing, because I have come in contact with 2 other people, 3 six other people that have gone through the same thing, but yet and still we have come together and to find out that we have other things that are in common. So you have to understand that sometimes what happens through the process is this: God will allow you to go through the process in order for you to understand that there's something greater on the inside of you. Can I be honest with you? Anybody that really knows me, Ginger, because I don't know many people out there that really know me, that's on watching right now, that really know me. But if you really know me, you know that it's taken a lot for me to maintain not allowing what's boiling down to boil out. See, the thing is, when you have grown, when you have gotten to a certain level, when you have gotten to a place in your life that you can be able to articulate. See, some jokers think they have gotten to the place where they really know who they are, and you can change your name, but that don't mean that you've changed on the inside. See, what's dirty on the inside will still boil until it comes to its head and it begins to create something new. I don't know who I'm talking to on this morning, and maybe I'm just talking to myself. At the end of the day, when you are going through all of these things, you have to understand that sometimes when you let it go, God will position it in a certain way that everybody God will allow. My pastor talked about it the other day, and some other people I know have talked about it. So I guess it's okay for me to piggyback off of it. I'm not stealing nobody's thunder. I'm not stealing nobody's thought. But truly, the pain that we have experienced through this process was for a purpose. See, because the Bible talks about, Elder Carter, help me out now. The Bible talks about beauty for your, beauty for your ashes. So your tears will form. Help me, somebody. I need somebody who's a Bible scholar. Ginger, find it if you can, or somebody out there. Elder Carter, I know you out there. Help me now, because I truly believe that the Bible talks about us. The pain. He's transforming that pain into a purpose. See, through this pain that I've experienced, and through this pain that some other people have experienced. Good morning, Sharon Terry, my girlfriend. What's happening there? When I tell you that through this particular pain, God has allowed me to build even more, because my pastor and some other people have talked about, if you build it, it will come. If you build, it will come. Ginger, reach out to Latika Carter too as well, if you can. Because at the end, Latika Carter, Alicia Diggs, if you can, reach out to them and tell them to come on in. When I tell you that at the end of the day, some of us have got to get to the point that when even you're letting it go, when you're letting the hurt, the pain, the tears, and all of that go, there is a certain way that you can do that so that you can release and move forward. Can I tell you, through all of this process, that it has almost prevented me from writing again until... I wish Tina Harmon was on here this morning. Until I have the opportunity to write again. Let me tell you something. See, you don't understand that sometimes your pain can cripple you if you're not willing to push forward. Yes. Yes, Ginger, thank you. Isaiah 61:3. Yes, that's it. Because see, this is a thing. What I thought would have killed me mentally. Because see, you can't kill something. See, sometimes you got to understand that this is a piece. I'm sharing a piece. You got to understand that sometimes people have been through so many other things that okay, that light affliction. Are y'all familiar with that in the scripture? It talks about the light affliction. Let me tell you something. This light affliction ain't nothing to what I've been through in my life. See, if I hadn't have went through it in 2018, I wouldn't have been so calm in 2020 and the first part of 21. See, the thing is, when you understand who you really are, hey Donald, when you understand, when you truly understand who you are and where you come from, you don't have to go through all of this, the formalities that you went through before, because the word says that he will bring things to the forefront. Good morning, Tina Bailey. Girl, thank you so much for coming in. Thank you, Tina Bailey. Tina Bailey is going to be one of those people that's going to be on the author show. She's also going to be on the collaboration show. She is a phenomenal young lady. And Tina Bailey, I thank you so much for your support from behind the scenes. See, jokers don't know that there's always a support system that people don't even see. And you're exactly right, because every step forward is getting me closer to my victory. See, I'm going to tell you, hey Kim, thanks for joining my friend. I always appreciate you from back home. When I tell you that you cannot allow with the enemy, the little rocks that he throws, don't even let that take you off your focus. Don't allow that to be what keeps you from moving to your next. See, the song says, they said I wouldn't make it. They said I wouldn't be here today. They said I wouldn't mount to anything. That's what they said. That's what they said. They thought that because they could sabotage you, that you wasn't going to make it. They thought if they hurt you enough, that you wouldn't survive it. I'm talking to you, my friends and my brothers and my sisters out there. I'm talking to the man and the woman that is sitting on high seats right now, and your heart is aching. I'm talking to that person today that you are smiling on the outside, but you're dying on the inside. I'm talking to you this morning. Because see, some of you are good pretenders. I am victorious, yes ma'am. Because Tina Bailey, you know, guess what? I'm getting ready to get this t-shirt made. I don't know who I got so many people to choose from. But Tina Bailey gave me a theory a couple of months ago that some people are like roaches. When you turn the light on, they scatter. And Tina, I'm starting to scrunch them babies. Yes, ma'am. We, Tina Bailey, are more than conquerors. Because, see, this is the thing. When you have gone through everything, you have stopped by the wayside and you've seen so many things. You have to, see, when you allow yourself to get to a place where you can let it go. Because, see, they said that you wouldn't be anywhere. They said you wasn't going to make it. But God said, in the midst of what they're saying, I'm creating something new in you. I'm creating some new ideas in you. I'm creating a place that nobody even saw in you. See, this is the thing. They like to say, when somebody sent that to me yesterday, they sent me that TikTok. Carlisa Brooks sent me that TikTok yesterday. And I had to show it because even though it was Bishop Jakes' daughter. Forgive me, my mind. But as I listened to that, I had to remind myself, you know what, I ain't shrinking for nobody. We're not shrinking for anybody. We're not going to allow what the enemy thought he could do to us hinder us. I don't care if you don't have it. I don't care if you don't have the connection that you think you need. I don't care if you don't have the money that you thought you needed. I don't care if it seems like, thank you, Sylvia Coons. I don't care if it feels like your end is at the end. I don't care about that. What I want to tell you today is this right here. Don't allow that to throw you off key. Don't allow what they said or they did to you to keep you from moving forward. Because I'm here to tell you, and I shared this with one of my other AP partners. Couldn't you like this? I shared this with one of my AP partners last night as we were talking. I said, you know what? This has almost crippled my hand to writing again. This has all, and then something hit me as I said that. What will separate me from the love of God? The answer is nothing. What will separate me from doing what I enjoy the most, helping other people? Nothing. See, I'm speaking to those of you that are sitting behind the high seats and the high desk, and you're dying. I got to say that again. I don't know who I'm talking to, but somebody is sitting out there behind a big chair, in a big chair, with a whole lot of diplomas on your desk, and you're trying to be somebody's. But you can't even be that, because you can't be real, because somebody has crippled you on the inside. Let me just tell you, don't let nobody cripple you on the inside. Don't allow anybody to stop you from being who you really are. See, they thought they had you. And my good friend, and me and him gonna hook up one day. I'm gonna sing the song with. They thought they had me, but I got away. See, you gotta understand. You got to confuse your enemies. See, you got to understand that you can't come the same way that you used to. See, as you get older, God will sharpen you. He will sharpen you up. My pastor's got a program about iron sharpening iron. He will sharpen us up, that we don't operate in the same way that we used to. See, because what I used to do, what I used to do, ask somebody what I used to do. See, that's what you're expecting. See, people expect you to react like you used to. But when you come into a growth potential, when you grow, my God, when you get to a level in God, and when you get, see, and can I take 30 seconds and even talk to my brothers and sisters that may not think that they even have a God life? Can I be honest with you? Some of you that are not sitting in the church pews virtually or actually, some of you that they haven't got to that level yet, because some people are still battling between whether I should and could I because of the church hurts. Let me talk to you right now. You know, as long as you have a personal relationship that is with you and God, I'm cool with you. Okay? I know what the Bible says. The Bible says, as often as we assemble ourselves together, and sometimes it's hard for us to do that because of the hurt. So let me talk to you, my brothers and my sisters. Sometimes when we have that personal relationship with God, He will allow us to get to a place where we can have some peace within our own selves. Even as I begin to talk to my AP partner, even as Pastor was, oh God, even as Pastor was praying in the 5 o'clock prayer, I began to hear Coons, I even heard this. I heard this so clearly this morning. It's okay. It's okay. You can speak on it with a calmness in your spirit that you didn't have yesterday. Because at 5:33, I'm telling you, my spirit wasn't calm. But God said, you know what? I am building something greater in you. Oh, yes, the classes are coming out. Oh, yes, the ebook. There's one that's getting ready to hit this morning. The ebooks are out there. The class is going to increase. You don't know that through this whole process that I'm building something greater in you. This is probably the longest live we're going to get, because I might not come back tomorrow, because I'll have to recuperate. See, you don't understand this, my friends, that sometimes this is what it's going to take. It's going to take us understanding that you cannot allow people, places, and things to sabotage your growth. You can't allow people, places, and things to take you back to that place that you have come from. You cannot allow... Lodabar, somebody help me. You can't go back to Lodabar. I don't have a desire to go back there because I was there too long. See, tell your neighbor, I'm not going back. I'm not going back. Ooh, Ginger, I'm not going back. Kim, I'm not going back. I'm not going. Sylvia, I'm not going back. I'm not going back. Deborah, I'm not going back. See, you got to get to a place where even when the enemy comes a different way, and this is what I got last night. The situation may appear to be the same. The circumstances may appear to be the same. But when you actually go through this fire, see, I can read my story. I can talk about my story. I can encamp around. See, the enemies may encamp around about me, but what they cannot do is they cannot touch me, because who I serve is greater than anybody and anything around me. See, this is the thing you got to realize. That some people are walking in hurt in their own way. See, because the people that hurt other people, that's because they're still going through their own hurt. If you have not come to a place in your life where you truly want to help someone else breathe, if you're not ready to help yourself breathe, I just did an ebook. I just did an ebook exercise on how to breathe, because it's important that you learn how the concept of breathing. It's important that, you know, we use that concept when we're singing. You that are singers, you use that concept of singing from the diaphragm and out. Do you not know that whole concept with that is the same thing you need to use and utilize to breathe? I don't know who I'm talking to this morning, but when I tell you, you can't go back. You move forward. You tell your enemies it didn't work then, it's not working now. What you said, what you did or didn't do, it's not going to work, because what is in me is going to come forth. What's in me is going to come forth. What's in me is going to come forth. What's in me, I don't know about you, my friends. I can't even begin to let you understand what I'm feeling on the inside right now. Because God said every door will be open. Every opportunity shall come forth. See, what you didn't realize was all you did was make it a way. See, Lisa Washington, I don't know. As I begin to hear, even on last night, see, this is the time where you don't allow anybody to cripple you. You allow your anointing to come forth, because they said you wouldn't make it. Means that you're going to make it. I don't know about you. See, every time somebody tells me, Miss Victoria, you know, I watch your show because you're just that real. See, that just lets me know that somebody out there ain't being real. See, you got to understand, my brothers and my sisters, that in this season, that you can't afford to allow anybody to steal your joy. The story that's inside of you, it shall come forth. It doesn't matter if it's got to come forth in pieces. It doesn't matter if it's coming forth in your song. It doesn't matter if it's coming through a conference. It doesn't. See, some of you have so many skills and you have so many gifts and talent, but you have allowed the enemy to sabotage you because of what they did to you. Can I just implore you just a little bit? Please don't allow what they did to you to keep you scarred for life. Those of us that have been through domestic violence or some form of violence, let me tell you something. Don't allow the scars to keep you from moving to your next. Allow those scars to build you up to where you can help somebody else, where you can bless somebody else. Do you not realize that the very person that scarred you just might need you to be the one to pray them through? Oh, God, I thank you. Because, see, this is the thing. Even as I got off that AP call last night, I began to ask God, I said, God, is this the reason why I had to pray for them in advance because of what they were intending to do? God said, I'm taking you to a higher height. See, you don't understand. See, when God can bring you to a place where you can pray for your enemies, and I mean really pray for them. I don't mean, oh God, make their knees fall down. I ain't talking about that. I mean pray for God, you, God, this has been my prayer. God, you show me. You show me. You show me, God, where I feel short in you show me, God. But see, when you can get to the point, see, I can't even tell you what I prayed because God said that's between me and him. See, this is the thing. When you get to the point where you can pray for your enemies, that's the first thing. But when you can pray for your enemies and then let them go. When you can say to your enemies, you threw rocks at me, you put me in the fire, and you turned the heat up. But what you didn't realize was when you turned the heat up, I came out fighting even more. You got to understand that you read the story, but you didn't understand the story. You read the story. You did was cause the fire. You caused the temperature to rise. All you did was to cause me to come out fighting even more. But this time the fight is different. This time the victory comes out differently. See, my brothers and my sisters, you got to understand that this time it wasn't just about me. It was about you. It was about all of you that are sitting in your high places and you think that you have got to continue to wear your faces like you wear them. But my friends, my brothers, my sisters, in this season, we can't allow anything to shake our focus. We've been through too many things. We've been through the hard places. We've been through the places that nobody thought we were going to make it. I don't care about any of this other stuff. See, it's okay. It's okay to be the real you. It's okay to shed a tear. It's okay. It's okay to look at your enemies, even if you have to look at them from a distance. It's okay to look at them and tell them, it didn't work. It didn't work. Because I'm not going back to Lodabar. I'm not going back to where I come from. I'm not going back to the dark places. I'm not going back to that place. I'm moving forward. I see where I got to keep moving forward. What's behind me is over. So you got to understand. See, when I talked to my AP partner last night, and she was so unique in how she said it, maybe you just should think about letting it go now. Because, see, it was crippling me. See, the thing that I had to understand, that it was crippling me. It was holding me back from writing the true stories that I needed to write according to what God wanted. Because even through the storms of life, I can no longer be a procrastinator. See, I told you in the story, I told you in the book that we all go through the storms of life. What I told you was that to look at the content, read the content. The content was what it was about. It had nothing to do with the pictures. It had nothing to do with the flyers. It had nothing to do with any of that. My brothers and my sisters, look past the pain. Look past what the enemy tried to do. Look past it. I'm not telling you that it don't hurt. I'm not telling you that you didn't feel the pain. I'm not telling you you didn't see it. I'm not telling you any of that. I'm not telling you that it didn't separate you from people that you loved. Because God knows I loved those two other people like they were my own. Like they were my own flesh and blood. But because the enemy came in to kill, steal, and destroy, and to separate, I still had to go forth. See, you got to understand that no weapon formed against me shall prosper. See, because I will not go back to Lodabar. I will not turn back. I will not. Because even when Lot looked at his wife, and Lot's wife looked back, and she turned into a pillar of salt. See, those that left me and went with that, God said you cannot even look back and pick them up. He said it's time to cut your oh my God. He said it's time to cut your losses. To my AP friend, and she know who I'm talking to. When you said it last night, something from the tips of my toes to the top of my head began to shake. And he said, there's a shaking in the atmosphere. He said, there's a shaking. Even as Paul and Silas was in the jail, there was a shaking. And suddenly it was all over. So you got to understand, it was about the content. It was not about the flashy cover. It was not about the flashy cover. It wasn't about the book launch that never happened. It was not about any of that. It was about the content. It's about the content. If you have the book, read the content. It's the content. You gotta understand that through my pain, oh God, I thank you. Today I got the victory because it's not gonna take me back to Lodabar. It's not taking me back to Lodabar. It's not taking me back to Lodabar. It's bringing me forward. It's pushing me. Why? Because through even all of the pain, God still allows me the grand opportunity to create even more. My students are feeling even more embraced about what God is doing through them. I can look at my students and I can smile proudly that God has allowed me to walk with such great men and women. He's allowed people to come in my life and speak to me with fervent strength. I didn't need to go to Lodabar to find them. Hey, God. See, some of you keep going back to Lodabar to find them. It's not necessary. Just keep moving forward. My brother Joseph climbed his way out of the pit. And when he got to the palace, he still had mercy on his brothers and sisters, and he still made a way for them to eat. So my enemy, though they ate of my flesh, my money, my finance, sometimes my reputation. So, see, as they ate of my flesh, even as they took away from my sister Shantae Freeman, and they took away from Tiara Rush, as they took away from Alicia Diggs, as they took away from some other people. You did that. But God has required us, and has combined us to move forward as never before. You may have thought that you broke us, but all you did was gave us just a little bit more of a push. Because now I can tell you that as I walk through my normaticity, I walk through it proudly, with my head back, unapologetic, and very authentically, because this is the day that the Lord has made, and I am glad in it, because I'm not going back to Lodabar ever again. Even when I don't feel good, I'm not going back to Lodabar. So my friends and my brothers and my sisters, ain't no need to worry what tomorrow's gonna bring. It'll be all over in the morning. Kim, that is so true. Victory is the results. Because now, as God continues to empower and build, see, God is building. He said, if you just come and you build, I will send them. That's all, my friends. So, on my day of redemption, on my day of victory, on my day of peace in myself, as I move forward today, man, I'm telling you, can I tell my enemies, can I tell my frenemies, thank you, thank you, because all you did was prove the enemy wrong. That's all. And I've gained some friends, I've gained some colleagues behind all of it. And I've gained the best freaking students that are real to what they're learning in my classroom. They're not faking, naming themselves. They learning some things. They teaching me some things. So I say thank you. Let me shake your hand. Oh, you don't even want to return my email. But thank you. I appreciate you from the depths of my heart. And I will continue to pray for you. So on this day, on this Talk Thursday, I thank you for being the best. I thank you for being the best. Part of waking up and always remain elevated and not tolerated. We'll see you real soon.